Scott in Glasgow. Long distance love between Manchester and Glasgow. How did you meet your partner? 80295 to text 08085 92 95 00.
Across Scotland with the latest news, sport, music and culture.
On digital radio,
BBC Sounds
and your smart speaker.
Play BBC Radio Scotland.
It's 10 o'clock with the BBC Radio Scotland News. Let's say good morning to Amanda Mitsulo.
Stephen, thank you. Good morning. The US Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, has told European leaders to re-examine their role in the new era of geopolitics. He's attending the Global Security Summit in Munich, where he's expected to tell NATO allies the continent must learn to defend itself. Natia Siskuria from the defence and security think tank RUSI says there will be lots to talk about at the meeting. Don't seem to have that clip. Apologies. So Barack Obama is criticising Donald Trump after he revoked a legal ruling which limits carbon dioxide emissions in the US. Mr. Obama says reversing the finding that carbon emissions endanger human health could have serious consequences for efforts to tackle climate change. Mr. Trump says it marks the end of heavy-handed climate policies. Dr. Simon Evans from the climate science and policy analyst Carbon Brief says the decision could impact future administrations.
While it may not have a huge impact on what the Trump administration itself is doing, simply because they were already making all of the efforts they possibly could to roll back climate regulations, if they're able to put through this repeal of the endangerment finding, then it could severely restrict the ability of future presidents to bring back climate regulations if they chose to do so.
Staff at City of Glasgow College say they're anxious about their health after a report found the institution had breached health and safety law. The Health and Safety Executive found lecturers had not been properly trained on how to use a ventilation system that protects people from welding fumes, which are carcinogenic and can cause lung cancer. The college says it has cooperated fully with HSE, is now fully compliant on all matters raised, and the investigation is over. The HSE has confirmed this. Police say a man has suffered significant injuries following an assault inside a vehicle in East Lothian. Officers say the 44-year-old was attacked on Haddington Road in Tranent at around 3:45 on Wednesday afternoon by a suspect wearing all black clothing. The victim was later taken to hospital for treatment. An investigation is underway and anyone with information is being urged to come forward. A charity is using Valentine's Day to urge communities to show older people some love. Food Train is warning that malnutrition among older people is rising across Scotland and says demand for its services, which include collecting and delivering groceries, is also increasing. The charity's chief executive, Rosie McCluskey, spoke to Radio Scotland Breakfast.
When you see older people, you often think that we have got lots of family around us as we get older, but that's not actually the case for all older people within Scotland. Sometimes when we're delivering our shopping services or befriending services or our meal sharing services, we're the only people that somebody's seen in a week, and that happens. So what I would plea is everybody to look out for our older neighbours, our older relatives and things like that, because it doesn't actually happen in real life the way that it's portrayed.
Well, that's news. Now sport with Iona Ballantyne.
Thank you, Amanda. Well, at the Winter Olympics, Team GB's curlers currently trail by 7 stones to 4 against Italy in the 8th end of the round-robin stage. You can watch Bruce Mouat's rink live in action on BBC One, BBC iPlayer and at our website now. Team GB's chef de mission, Eve Muirhead, meanwhile, told Radio Scotland Breakfast that GB are staying positive despite a disappointing week medal-wise. Elsewhere in rugby union, Scotland head coach Gregor Townsend says this weekend's Six Nations clash with England at Murrayfield is the biggest game of the season, and it always has been. Scotland are looking for their first win of the tournament following defeat in Italy last weekend. There's live Scottish Championship action tonight as Airdrieonians host St Johnstone. You can watch it from 7:30 on the BBC Scotland channel. And there's been a shock at cricket's T20 World Cup this morning, with Zimbabwe beating Australia by 23 runs in Colombo. Zimbabwe have won 2 out of 2 and are currently second in the table above Australia. Only the top 2 progress to the knockouts. Well, there's more sports at our website. Now time for the latest travel.
Oh, no, thank you. A series of accidents causing some issues this morning in Midlothian. The A7 Old Dalkeith Road is partially blocked at the Wisp in Danderhall. In Edinburgh, a lane is closed on the slip road getting onto the city bypass east at Straighton Junction, and Glasgow Southern Orbital is partially blocked at the M77 at Junction 5 in Newton Mearns. The weather: a cold and frosty morning across the country with a widespread Met Office yellow warning for snow showers and ice in force until midday. The showers will be hit and miss, but where they do occur, we'll see a slight covering of snow right down to sea level with several centimetres on higher ground. For most, though, it's a dry, bright morning, but chilly. And that's BBC Radio Scotland News.
Thanks, Amanda. It's 5 minutes after 10 o'clock. Mornings on BBC Radio Scotland with Stephen Jardine. Thanks for your company this Friday, the 13th of February. I'm live from a cold and grey Edinburgh. Hope it's better wherever you are this morning. Lots to come between now and noon, with online dating in decline. Ahead of Valentine's Day tomorrow, how did you meet the one you love?
John and I met on a bus 20 years ago, and I was reading the newspaper, and when he finally got my attention, he came over, we had a chat, he gave me his phone number, and then he made a quick exit off the bus. I knew that I would phone him and that we would go out.
Buckle up, Scotland. This is going to be great. How did you meet your partner? 08085 92 95 00 or 80295 if you want to text us this morning. The weirder the story, the better. Still time to get your questions in for Friday food surgery as well.
I have an allergy to citrus fruit. Is there an alternative to lemon juice?
Diagnosed as pre-diabetic and high cholesterol, and I'm just needing a little guidance of what I should be having as my main food as opposed to like a steak pie.
Any diet and nutrition questions, welcome for our nutritionist and our chef. And if you're just looking for some inspiration for Valentine's cooking this weekend, for a romantic meal for two, they're here to help with that as well. Also coming up, our What's On guide, packed full of the low-cost or no-cost things that you can do with the family this weekend. And I'm looking for your 5-word Fridays as well. Your plans for this weekend, you've got to do it in just 5 words, though. We'll read them out in the programme this morning. 80295 to text us. You can call us 08085 92 95 00 or send us a voice note via WhatsApp, or ask your smart speaker to send BBC Sounds a comment.
All the conversations that matter.
Mornings on BBC Radio Scotland.
Valentine's Day tomorrow, and romance is changing. About 10 years ago, most couples reported meeting online, over half of them anyway, but recently that number has been dropping off. In the last couple of years, shares in some of